Hi guys, there is a new collection behind us. We just put it together, and in this video we want to show you how we've developed it. So let me tell you how we developed this design. So our designer Alvin came up with this design first. You can see that the footboard here is one panel and it's high till here. Also the headboard was with the fabric, which you can't really see from this picture, and it was empty here on the headboard. So this is how it looked in a collection set. And I like the design, but then I thought we should modify it. So the way we modified it, I asked our designer to switch it to the full panel for the headboard, which is all full and there is no gaps here, obviously no fabric. And then if we made it the same with the footboard, it would be way too heavy. So we decided to make it empty here, and it's balancing the bed out, and it doesn't look heavy, and it just looks balanced. So this is the first renders which we gave to the factory, how it looks. These are my exact notes which I sent to our designing department. I asked them to switch it to the veneer, make it empty, make it to this level, and we took the color from our recent development from another collection, which is brown with gray glaze. And we just made this color on the render, and that's how we did that. So in the following video you'll see more details on the development. Okay, let's have a look at the evolution of the product. The first one, I'm not sure if you can see it here, it's all solid wood, and therefore you can see different grains of the timber. It can be a little bit dark, it can be dark and light, it can be many notes. It's not always beautiful because you can't control solid wood, right? So also it doesn't have the bevel edge here, right? And another thing, what was here was the wrong handle. They made the handle this way. It's not really comfortable, and it's not going to look good at the end because it's like timber here. It just looks old style and also slows down the production. So that was this is our second attempt, and this is the third one. So what we did here, we've changed it to MDF veneer. So this is all veneer, and what happens with the veneer, first of all, it's safer because it won't crack later in the future, and also it's more beautiful. So it can be better for the color in the future. You can control the color a lot better, and you don't see many notes, and it's just like beautiful grain, even so, and sustainable for a long time, right? When we came here, the factory did it round, so it was like the round handle, which doesn't really match the design. It's not ideal. So what we asked them to do, and originally what we were asking them, is to make it more like straight and rough edges, right? Also, you can see here that the handle is different. So here it's kind of built into the front of the drawer. Here you don't have it, right? So what we did, we added extra support bar in on the top of it, so when you close it you don't see the gap. Also, for the front of the drawers, it's MDF veneer for the safety and for the better color in the future. The grain looks clean, there are no notes, there are no different pieces of wood, versa this. Like when you work with solid wood, you can't control it, there are different grains, different color, it can end up being with many notes, so it's a lot more difficult to control. Same thing on the side, we added MDF veneer here, that's solid frame here, and that's MDF veneer. The final customer won't notice this line, it doesn't really matter, it's not affecting the design, but it's much better for the construction, it's faster to make it this way, it's not going to crack in the future. Alright, so then again, we wanted the bubble edge, and what they made here is a little bit too big, too thick. The distance here is 14 mm, and it's not as sharp and unique. So what we did next, we decreased the size here to 7 mm. We wanted to actually go down to 5, but we worried that it's not going to be strong enough. And basically this is the final version before it goes to the painting. Here now it's 7 mm. It's thin, lean, sexy, and also it's safe. It's strong enough. And this is why we actually need a piece of timber here in the front to be able to work and make this bubble edge. So this is the final version of the bedside before it goes into the painting. As you can see, there are many small changes from the original one to the final one, and those changes, they matter, and they actually look the design to stand out. They make it stand out. Okay. So the very original bed was made this way, where the footboard and the support bar was not as high, and it was giving a huge gap here. And by having this not as high as we wanted, it makes it look cheap, just was making the overall product look cheap. So what we asked them to do is to increase the height down to here, which they did, and also to bring this panel right in the front. The issue was with the central support bar, but we told them how to do it, how to fix it. So from this footboard, we went to this footboard, which looks much better. The only problem is that they've made this bevel edge on the bed as well, which we didn't really ask them to do, but this sort of confusions are happening with the factories in Asia all the time. So we're asking them to remove it, and we want this to be square. And another thing which stands out with this design, that we've made the headboard to be fully covered, so there are no gaps, and it makes this design look more premium and stand out. Obviously it's slightly expensive, but it's going to look much better at the end. Again, the veneer, what happened here, we asked the factory to put MDF veneer throughout all the items, which allow us to have sustainable grain throughout of all items, not as many notes, and it's good for the finishing. If you go and have a look at the original bed, let's go there, you will see how bad it looks. Well, first of all, it can be, you can compare it on the footboard. You see all these different colors and different notes versus to the veneer, which is not only safer, but it's going to look better for the finishing. And let's go show you how the headboard looks. This is original headboard. If you look at it, first of all, it's even more expensive, and it's longer for production time, and it's also uglier. Alright, let me show you features of this design. So let's start with the color. As you can see, the color is smooth and even, and in order to achieve it, we swapped the solid timber into MDF veneer. When you do veneering, you can choose a better grain of the veneer, there will be less notes, and therefore it will be easier to achieve the smooth color. So then next, as you can see, the overall design of this collection is round, and in order to offset the balance, we've decided to make the straight and sharp handles. The next little feature which makes this product stand out is the bevel edge here. So working on these little details and putting it into the design, making the overall design stand out.